It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay, and what I want to talk about is medical tourism. I was watching, I think it could have been an infomercial. No, it was kind of a documentary, kind of one of those expose type investigative journalism shows. And what was going on is people were having weight loss surgery that involved surgery on their stomachs. I don't know if it's a sleeve, a bypass, or another kind of weight loss reduction surgery. But what happened was all three participants, or all three people that were interviewed in the documentary, had gotten their weight loss surgery in Mexico. What happened was they had complications. One lady had bleeding afterwards. I was only able to see her part. The other two, the other two people were males. They all eventually they did lose weight, but they had some complications after the surgery because there was minimal aftercare. They were only staying in Mexico for maybe about a month. No, I'm sorry, stop. For only about a few days. I'm talking on my phone and the police are right behind me. I'm gonna be in trouble. So they were only in Mexico for the day of the for maybe about 3 days. They got to Mexico, had surgery, spent a day in the hotel, and then they had to leave. So there wasn't much aftercare. I told you that I had a conversation with some people who did sleeves, but their sleeves were done in endoscopically. They went through their navels, so I'm not sure how it was done in Mexico for these people, because I think when you do an endoscopy or when you use the endoscope like that, it happens. It gets done the recovery is much quicker. But that's definitely precision work. You don't want to rupture any of the other organs while you're in the process of doing that. So anyhow, medical tourism, I've heard of it before back in the days, maybe way back in the early 2000s. I mean, I guess people have been doing it before. Some people who have been to maybe Mexico or Canada, they know that, prescription medication is much cheaper there. If you want to get prescription medication, you can get it cheaper there. Like, I know somebody who had allergies and they had a prescription for Flonase. They brought their prescription to Mexico and they brought the Flonase, it was like a little circular device, and they bought that for much cheaper than what they paid for it here in the U.S. So I'm about to cross the county line, so they can't give me a ticket anymore. Oh, they just passed me, so they're not worried about me. So conversely, I guess the labor rates are cheaper there, so people travel overseas to get medical procedures done. But I think the most popular medical procedure that we've been hearing about, at least in the urban, quote unquote urban community, is people traveling to Dominican Republic to get breast augmentation surgery, butt augmentation surgery, fat transfers, liposuction, all kind of cosmetic surgeries, mostly cosmetic surgery, not real life-saving medical procedures, more elective surgeries. So the people in the documentary about going to Mexico and getting their weight loss surgery done, they stated that in the U.S., that's the same procedure. They paid $4,600. Some people paid a little less. $4,600 to get their weight loss surgery done. In the US, they would have paid approximately $24,000 to get that weight loss surgery done. So that's almost, that's like a little more than 5 times the cost in America compared to having it done in Mexico. Now, of course, many people had the procedure done. It's maybe some successfully, some unsuccessfully, some had a good recovery time. Some had a good recovery, some did not. But these are some of the horrors, So, what am I saying about it? I don't know. If you're gonna entertain it, if you have a medical procedure you're trying to get done, I would think you have to do your research. You have to do your research about the facility, not just about their marketing reviews and go on their website, and not just what's on their website, because of course a website is a marketing device, a marketing tool. It's gonna, it's like a resume. Like, employees don't say, I don't like to come in on time, I don't like to work too hard, I'm just here till I find a better job. People don't put that on their resume. They put the best of their qualities, and maybe they embellish some of their qualities, some of their capabilities, right? So you can't just go based on what's on their website. You have to try to find reviews from other people somewhere else on their website, or real individuals that may have. You want to see if anybody's saying anything bad about them. You want to know that they've been around for years. So that's a few things that I would suggest. I don't see myself going for elective cosmetic surgery anytime soon. So I can't give a testimony to that, but I do hear of a lot of people going to Dominican Republic and getting successful cosmetic surgery done. I think there's other places. I did speak about going to Turkey and getting hair replacement surgery. There was a big article on that on I don't remember who it was, but I did a podcast episode on hair replacement after reading an article about hair replacement in Turkey. So it's much cheaper compared to having it done in the US, even including the flight costs, and you can just have a nice vacation, I guess, while you're there. So I'm pretty sure that the medical industry here, it frowns upon that because it takes away revenue, and they would make the claim that they're concerned for your safety, and they would not recommend you do that because of, they'll say the regulations aren't up there, the quality of work is not up there, the aftercare is not up there, and then they show you the horror stories, of course, but someone like myself who has had 3 family members die in the hospital, at least 2 to malpractice, I don't really have much faith in any hospital situation. That's why I'm very much about thinking about how I can prevent myself from getting into the hospital. It's not very environmental, but I drive an SUV just in case I get hit by a vehicle. I'm going to be a little more protected than if I was in a sedan or economy vehicle. Now, I got health insurance for certain maintenance. I try to look before I cross the street, and try to not drink any alcohol. I don't engage in the use of alcohol or any drugs, or illicit drugs, I should say. Just try to stay out of the hospital, stay out of conflict. Don't, escalate people towards confrontation, physical confrontation. Stay away from that totally. That's not a problem too much so far. So I mean, try to stay out of the hospital. But yeah, medical tourism, there's different countries that specialize in different things. Like I said, Turkey specializes in hair replacement. Dominican Republic is big on Brazilian butt lifts. And I guess Brazil might be a place where you could do it too, but Brazil is kind of far, right? Dominican Republic is like, I don't know, 4 hours, like going to Florida almost. I don't know how long that flight is. Well, from New York. Mexico is doing weight loss surgery. I'm pretty sure Dominican Republic could do weight loss surgery too. I did grow up with someone who pursued and completed their medical training in Dominican Republic. I guess they took their boards here, but they completed their medical degree at an accredited university in Dominican Republic. So if they have accredited universities there and people are finishing their schooling, their medical degree there, and it's accredited by universities here and accredited by institutions and the Board of Regents in places in America, then that must mean that the people locally who are going to those universities have the qualifications. But that doesn't preclude you from doing your research. You got to do your research. Even if you're doing a medical procedure right here in America, you should do your research. Is this person good? A good expert in their field? Does this person have experience? So I'm not against medical tourism. Why not go to a beautiful country and sit on the beach for a few days, go get a medical procedure, come back, and you just tell people that, oh, okay, I just went to the resort. Because most people are embarrassed to, like I said, when those people told me that they had their weight loss surgery, it was a surprise to me, because most people feel some kind of shame sharing that information. But these people were very forthright and volunteering of this good information. But yeah, so you can kind of conceal that medical procedure under the guise of a trip if you wanted to. If you feel so insecure about it, which is nothing wrong about it, I guess. I feel insecure about so many things I wouldn't even tell you about. So yeah, let's see, what else did I do? Yeah. So yeah, that's it right now. Thanks for listening.